Order all your half-shell favorites for takeout or delivery. Visit www.halfshelloysterhouse.com to browse the familiar menu and place your delivery or takeout order in minutes. Same menu prices, just a $5 flat delivery fee every time at Half Shell Oyster House, located at 115 Laurel Park Cove, Suite 105, Flowood, Mississippi, 39232, or you can give us a call at 769-257-7586. And oh yeah, tell them Sonya sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl Sonya, and welcome back to She Say Sports. Please welcome back co-host of Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, Charles Bishop. Hey, Charles, how are you?
I'm doing well, Sonya. Thank you for welcoming me back in. Had fun the first time. Let's see what happens this go round.
Right. How was your Labor Day weekend?
Phenomenal. Got out there on the grill a little bit and enjoying a day that's not 100 degrees here in Houston, 98, but I'll take that. It's been like 40 some odd straight days of 98 plus degrees. So anytime you can get a break from the heat, I welcomed it today. Yeah,
we've been in the mid to low 90s, so I'm thankful for it. Truly thankful. So Charles, let's get right into it. As you know, JSU has been on the road for the last 2 weeks, and 2 Saturdays ago, we were in the A, where we defeated the South Carolina State Bulldogs 34-7 at the MEAC SWAC Challenge Kickoff. You attended that game, Charles. Tell us your thoughts on this game and how did the Tigers look to you?
Well, I mean, when you take a look at it, going back to the South Carolina State game, they checked all the boxes, offense, defense, and special teams. And then you got to look at some new stars that'll be on this Jackson State offensive defense. When you talk about guys on the offensive side of the ball, Jason Brown at the quarterback position, Isaiah Spencer, wide receiver. They had Jency Riley catch a touchdown, DJ Stevens. So they checked all the boxes. Irv Mulligan was big in terms from running the football, but they checked all the boxes: offense, defense, and special teams. It truly was an epic performance by Jackson State football team, and you got a chance to really enjoy the brand once again going into this 2023 season.
Right. And as I said earlier, I told a friend, we kind of got our lick back. We hit them back. So,
sure.
It was nice, great win, but I still wanted to gauge it on something else. So let's go on down to South Florida, to Miami, where we had the Orange Blossom Classic against, the FAMU Rattlers, where we were defeated 28-10. Jackson State leads the all-time series over FAMU at 11-8 and have won the last 4 contests where the two have met. We kind of look like a totally different team from the Saturday before, especially the first half. Charles, from your observation of the game, what are some of the things that the Tigers need to adjust to get ready for Southern Baton Rouge on this coming up Saturday?
A lot of things. First and foremost, special teams. Special teams really let them down in this game. You're talking about the opening kickoff goes back 90 some odd yards for a touchdown, and it sort of set the stage for what you will for this FAMU blowout in the first half. I tell you what, it was tough to regain the momentum. I think Jackson State did a great job, in terms of coming right back. Great kickoff return. First 2 or 3 plays are right back in FAMU territory, but they were not able to convert on a field goal attempt. Field goal attempt was blocked, and it really was a sort of a precursor for the first half. I mean, they just did not look like the same team. And credit Willie Simmons and FAMU Rattlers. That defense really got after Jason Brown pretty tough. They really controlled the line of scrimmage. I think that was the story of the game. One of the things that you take a look at with FAMU for the past 2 years, and I think it's been the missing element, is a ground attack. And in this game, They had a rushing attack that was very lethal. When you take a look at it, 224 yards on the ground. You're talking about Terrell Jennings, 79 yards. Jacques Yant, the Nebraska transfer, big, tough guy to bring down, really runs hard in between the tackles and can bounce it outside. He had 72 yards. Kevin Dean also chipped in 30 some odd yards, but just total domination, I think, by FAMU. They did a great job, I think, of scheming up Jackson State. And like I said, the defensive line, they really got after them. They controlled the line of scrimmage. I think that was the key to the game.
Yeah, I mean, they struck quick and they struck fast. And it was like we could not get a handle. However, the second half, thankfully, our defense kicked in because they were not able to get any more points. And it could have been a true blowout. So
yeah,
thankfully, they did, kind of wake up. So, Charles, we were also introduced to another quarterback, Zion McDonald. Is it too early to do that, or should coach play them both just to see where they fit in each game?
Well, I think TC Taylor said
we're still young. I'm sorry, the team is still young. I was saying. So,
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, I think TC Taylor talked about he feels confident in both quarterbacks. I think it's too early. I think Jason Brown looked great in the first game, but the second game that was tough. And Florida A&M's defensive line, they really got after him pretty tough. I will say, in terms of Zion McDonald, he was able to keep the ship from totally sinking. Played a decent second half, and Jackson State's defense did come out to play in the second half. They did not let Florida A&M score any more points. But, I think you want to settle on one quarterback. And if Jason Brown is not hurt, I think that's the quarterback that you probably want to go with. He was really sharp in the first game, and hopefully they can make whatever adjustments that they need to make. And we'll see what happens as they go down to Baton Rouge. But I think it depends on the health of Jason Brown.
That's awesome. So, Charles, Mitch, as you mentioned, Baton Rouge actually, well, not Baton Rouge, Southern actually was defeated by Alabama State this past Saturday as well. And Southern is a huge rival for Jackson State. What are your thoughts on that game? Can we redeem ourselves with the win with this team?
If you come back out and you look like we won, of course. I think they just were not sharp. Again, I keep saying credit Willie Simmons, credit Florida A&M. They had Jackson State schemed up very well. And first time in 2 years that they control the line of scrimmage, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. But you're looking at this game, and I think it was a tough opener for Southern in terms of going to Alabama State. Alabama State, like I mentioned to you the first time we talked, they could be a dark horse team that you have to keep your eye on in the SWAC East because they play great defense. And if they get any production out of the quarterback position and some of the weapons that they have there at Alabama State, especially a young man who burst on the scene for Alabama State, Keyshawn Johnson, 9 receptions for 107 yards. They got some pieces on the offensive side of the ball. So they're a team to keep an eye on. But like I said, defensively, they are extremely stout. So I think that was a tough opener for Southern. But, Jackson State Southern, it's a rivalry that is unlike any other. And I don't care if it's the football team, any of the sports teams in the athletic department, band, fans playing marbles outside. It's competitive.
Competitive.
It's over the top competitive.
Did you say marbles?
I don't care if it's tiddlywinks. I mean, Jackson State and Southern fans just don't get along. Exactly. So
do not get along. And I almost married a man from Southern. So it would have been like something in that household. Oh my gosh. We still like fuss now over games. So it's amazing. But yeah, it will be something to see on this Saturday. So hopefully
nighttime in Baton Rouge. I mean, it is a special atmosphere.
Yes. And let me say this, because about Southern's band, and you and I talk about this all the time. We actually really need to do a show about SWAC, HBCU bands. I'll say HBCU. But I remember the first time, it was the second time I was still at Jackson State that I went to Southern's game against Jackson State. And, Son of Boone of the South, that's, we live and breathe. That's what we do. That's what we love them. But Southern played. It Ain't Over Till It's Over by Lenny Kravitz. And a tear, look at me, a tear came to my eye
Oh
because
wow.
I had never, that was first of all one of my favorite songs at that time, but I had never heard any. That arrangement was amazing. The horns, everything, it's so nostalgic. I can still see me standing there. I was talking and I just stopped talking when I heard the first note. And I don't want to hear any other band play that song but Southern. I hate y'all, but I love when y'all play that song. They can play that for the rest of my life, and I feel the same way. Don't you agree?
Well, one of the things I always say about the Human Jukebox, I think they are one of those bands. They do such a phenomenal job of keeping their fan base engaged in the
Yes.
football team. That is a band that doesn't sit on their hands. Whether it's third down, you're going to hear the bass drums, and they're going to get the fans going with the defense chant. It doesn't matter whether you score; they're going to start playing something to kind of blunt your momentum. So they truly do become a 12th man, and I think it's sort of phenomenal to watch the way they engage their fan base to keep the fan base sort of in it on offense, on defense, and that's a unique thing that not every band, it clicks in for them to do, is to not only engage the fan base, but it engages the football team as well. So I credit them for always doing it.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, we will see, battle of the bands as well as battle of the teams. So it's going to be an exciting game on Saturday, 6 p.m. in Baton Rouge.
Mhm.
So, Charles, let's move on. Charles, my friend, he is a new play-by-play analyst at Prairie View University. Let's give him up. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm
Really
so
appreciate
proud
that.
of you. So
Mhm.
very proud of you. Um, so Charles, you guys had a game on Saturday as well, Prairie View versus Texas Southern. Now, when I was keeping up with the game on ESPN, Texas Southern was leading. And
Mm.
then the next thing final Prairie View, and I'm like, what happened? So tell us about that game. What happened? What turned?
Phenomenal atmosphere, phenomenal game, and like you mentioned, there's a point late in the second half where Texas Southern is on top of Prairie View, 34-17, and over probably the next 15 minutes, and that's in probably the final 17 minutes. That's 2 minutes of the third quarter and 15 minutes of the fourth quarter. Prairie View staged a furious comeback, and it was one for the ages. They had some key defensive stops. They turned Texas Southern over once or twice there in that last quarter, and they scored 10 points in the fourth quarter, descended into overtime. Huge defensive stop because Texas Southern gets the ball first in overtime. Prairie View is able to get them to go 3 and out. Texas Southern subsequently misses the field goal that could have put some points on the board. Prairie View gets the ball, and they are able to get the huge win of Labor Day Classic. That's a huge win for that fan base. They've now won 9 in a row in terms of the Labor Day Classic. Huge rivalry, Texas Southern and Prairie View. And probably, I think they've won 17 out of the last 20 Labor Day Classic. So you take your hat off to Bubba McDowell and that Prairie View football team. And one of their themes this season has been you have to be able to finish ball games. You go back to 2022, 5 of their losses, they in 3 of those games, they were ahead at halftime. So this is something that they've been preaching all camp, being able to play all 4 quarters. And like I said, to be down 17 late in the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, and the stage that comeback, that's a big win for that program. And we mentioned it the first week. That's a team not a lot of people are talking about, but they're
a silent killer.
They are a solid football team. They play solid defense, opportunistic on the defensive side of the ball. They picked off Andrew Body 3 times in this game, but they run the football really, really well. Ahmad Antoine and Caleb Johnson and Connor Wistrom. They are 3-headed monster in terms of in the backfield. So that's a team to keep an eye out on in the SWAC West.
Absolutely. And I believe if I read correctly, Texas Southern and excuse me, Prairie View are the only 2 teams that FAMU has not beat. Is that correct?
Oh well, this will be the first time I believe that
They've been in the
since
SWAC.
FAMU,
Since they've been in
since
the SWAC.
FAMU has come into the SWAC, that they will get an opportunity to play the Texas teams that'll rotate onto the FAMU schedule.
Yeah.
So I believe Prairie View actually plays FAMU for their homecoming, and FAMU comes out here to. That'll be a good one, and then FAMU comes out here to Houston to play Texas Southern. So big fan base out here in Houston, the FAMU fan base. So it's going to be some good games being played in terms of little intersectional division games when you take a look at FAMU and the SWAC East, Prairie View and Texas Southern both in the SWAC West.
Awesome. That's great. Charles, thank you so much for joining us today. However, before we leave, we play our game. You can give it this and you can give it that. And that's a way for me and the listeners to get to know the guests better. I'll ask you a few questions and you choose the one that best fits you. No answer is incorrect. Funny. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade?
Nah, give me the coma. I ain't trying to go to nobody's jail. Let me sleep it off. If I know I'm wake up, I ain't trying to. You see this face? This face can't do jail.
That's rule, baby face. What's so funny to me when I gave the answer to Cedric Jenkins, they was like, put me in a coma. I mean, nobody wants to go to jail.
Negative.
Did you see this face?
No.
This is funny. Would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts, or for everyone you know to have access to your internet history?
Yeah, read my thoughts. I don't need to do all that. That's even more invasive than reading my thoughts. No thanks.
Would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
That's a good one.
That's a hard one.
That's a hard one because you build up a lifetime of great memories.
Yes, I chose memories.
Yeah, I think I would want to keep my memories.
Yeah. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life, or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
Oh, I can give up the internet easily. Yeah.
Yeah, I need air.
Yeah.
I'll miss the foolishness, but I'm gonna have to let it go.
Yeah.
Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Let's go with respect. Unlimited power is probably
Peony in the brain. What is that show?
Yeah, Peaky in the brain. I don't want to take over the world. I just want to be respected. Yeah, exactly.
Would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef?
Chef, so I can eat right. I can clean up.
I don't like it, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Michael Jackson's talent or Jay-Z's business acumen?
Ooh. Well, we forgot about Michael Jackson's business acumen too.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's go. Well, you know what? Let's go with. I'll have somebody that's alive and here. Chris Brown's talent, or Jay-Z's business acumen, because that's what I was going to choose at first.
Yeah, give me the business acumen always.
So you don't want to dance, sing, act?
I'm good.
You don't want to
I'm good. I'm good. I might be the boring one, but I'll know how to make you a little money.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
Where do you get these questions? Oh my God. Let me keep the socks on. I gotta change the underwear. Where? Who thinks of these? Oh God.
The internet. I don't know. I just put in this or that questions and it comes up.
I'll take the socks.
Like I'm just sitting there, internet. Last one, would you rather stay the age you are physically forever or stay the way you are now financially forever?
Physically.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that finances to change.
Yeah, those finances probably will change. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Charles, thank you so much for being on the show and playing the game with me. Please tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media and listen to your show.
Yes, Dr. Bill's inside the HBCU Sports Lab Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can also catch me with Tali Carr weekly on SWAC Digital, where we will be doing a weekly show where we will preview certain matchups in the SWAC. So you can catch me on that as well. That'll be coming out during the course of the week as we go into game weeks. And then Dr. Bill, we also have a Sunday show where we sort of preview the games from the previous Saturday. So, and then you can also catch me on Twitter at CharlesFish1953. So I'll tweet a little bit more this year.
Okay, awesome. And guys, you can follow me on She Say Sports on Facebook, She Say Sports 23 on Instagram. I'm gonna do better with Twitter. At She Say 23 with Twitter. And please subscribe to our YouTube page, She Say Sports. Well guys, that's my show for today. Until next time, this is Sonia with She Say Sports.